Welcome back to Matrix lecture series. In the last lecture, we discussed the questions of exercise 3.1. In today's section, we will begin the next topic, operations on matrices. For better understanding, I would like to suggest you to watch the previous lectures. In case you have good knowledge of previous section, then you are good to go. So without wasting much of your time, let's get started. So, the topic of our discussion today is the operations on matrices. Now, this operations of matrices is one of the most important topic of this chapter. We have done various operations in real number, in natural number like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Here also on matrices we are going to discuss all these operations, but in case of division, let me tell you, there is a small twist. Here in matrices we do not define division. Division actually is not defined here, but instead we define here the concept of inverses. Here the inverses work as division. They are not same, but you can in a way can ensure a analogy between the two. So division here is analogous to inverses. This is a topic which we will see later, but for the time being, let's start with the topic of addition of matrices. Okay, so this concept of addition of matrices, let me explain you with the help of an example. Here is the example number 6. Now what we have to do, we are given two matrices, matrix A and matrix B. We have to find A plus B. Basically we have to add these two matrices. What is our task? Our task is addition. What is the condition that we have to see? The thing that we have to see in case of addition is that the two matrices which we are going to add, they should have the same order. This is the condition. If the two matrices we are going to add, or two or more matrices which we are going to add, they have the same order, then we are good to go. We can simply add them. How we will add them? For addition purpose, we will add the corresponding entries. That is, the root 3 will be added with 2. The entry 1 is added to under root 5. Entry entry minus 1 is added with 1. 2 will be added with minus 2. 3 will be added with 3. 0 will be added with half. Hope it is clear. Here also it is shown that 2, you can see here that the entry root 3 is added with 2, we get 2 plus root 3. 1 is added with root 5, we get 1 plus root 5. So what we are basically trying to do, we are basically first check that whether the two matrices which we are asked to add, whether they have same order or not. If they have same order, then we can simply add them. If they do not have same order, then the addition is not even defined in that case. For addition, for the case in which the two matrices have same order, what we will do, we will actually add the corresponding entries. What are the corresponding entries here? Let me again explain you. Here the first entry is root 3. The first entry in this matrix is 2. So we will add these two entries. We get 2 plus root 3. Second entry is 1. Here it is under root 5. So we will add these two. What we get? We get 1 plus under root 5. Then minus 1 is added with 1. We get 1 minus 1. 2 is added with minus 2. We get 2 minus 2. 3 with 3 we get 3 plus 3. 0 with half we get 0 plus half, and then simply add them. After adding, what we get? We get this matrix. Hope it is clear. Addition is very simple. What we have to check? Let me again explain you. First, we are going to check whether they have same order or not. If the order is same, then we can add them. How we will add them? We will add the corresponding entries. If the order is not same, we cannot add them. That means the addition is not defined in that case. Moving ahead, the next topic, the next operation actually is multiplication of a matrix by a scalar. Now, how we will multiply a matrix with a scalar? The scalar can be any number. Here also it is given as a definition that scalar can be any number, some k is the scalar. How we will do this operation? Again, I am explaining it with the help of an example. Here we are given a matrix A, we have to find 3a. Now in case of matrices, basically multiplication of matrices by a scalar, we need not to bother about the order of the matrix. In the case of addition, we want that the two matrices should have the same order, but in case multiplication of a matrix by a scalar, the order is not a matter of concern. We will simply multiply the scalar, this scalar, as in our case we have 3, we will simply multiply it with all the entries in our matrix. So let me multiply it for you. When I multiply 3 with this entry, what I get? I get 9. When I multiply 3 with 1, what I get? 3. When I multiply 3 with 1.5, I get 4.5. Okay, I have to multiply this 3 with all the elements of my matrix, and I get the required matrix 3a, which is this one. Hope it is clear. Again, I am summarizing. We need not to bother about the order of the matrix in case of multiplication of a matrix by a scalar. Just simply multiply the scalar term with each and every term in the matrix, with each and every entry in the matrix. It is also clear. Now this particular concept of multiplication of a matrix by a scalar leads to a very important thing. What is it? It is the negative of a matrix. In case of matrices, we define subtraction in a different way. Subtraction is defined as the multiplication of a matrix by a scalar. So if I have some matrix, here see, let's see here, I have a matrix. If I want to find minus a, what I will do, I will simply multiply this a matrix with minus 1, right? And how I will multiply minus 1 with a, I have already explained you. Just multiply minus 1 with each and every term of this matrix, I get minus a, right? This is how I define the subtraction in the matrices. For better understanding, let's discuss this example. In this example, what we are given? We are given with matrix A, matrices A, matrices B. I have to find 2a minus b. Actually, this particular example is a very good application of both the concepts, the concept of addition of matrix and the multiplication of a matrix by a scalar. Let's do it. Let's simplify this expression 2a minus b. Let's do it one by one. First of all, let's find 2a. Now 2a is what? 2a is simply the multiplication of matrix A by scalar 2, right? So let me multiply the matrix A by scalar 2 at first. So 2 into A, what I get? 2 into 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1. How it is defined? It is simply multiply each and every term with the scalar. So I get 2, 4, 6, 4, 6 and 2, right? This is what I get. This is the value of 2a. Okay, now I have already know what is b. What I want to find? I want to find minus b. How I will find minus b? I will multiply b matrix with minus 1. Okay, so what are the entries in B matrix? It is 3, so it becomes minus 3, then minus 1, it becomes 1, 3, it becomes minus 3, minus 1 becomes 1, it becomes 1, okay, 0 remains 0, 2 becomes minus 2, right? 2 becomes minus 2. So now I have both the matrices. I have 2a as well as b, not b but minus b. Now what I can do, I can simply add these 2a plus minus b. If I add 2a plus minus b, this is nothing but 2a minus b, right? So basically what I am trying to do, I am basically trying to simplify it. I have first find it 2a, then I find minus b, and then I will add it. Now you can also see here 2, when I add with minus 3, I get minus 1, right? When I add 4 with 1, I get 5. When 0 is added with minus 3, I get plus 3. Okay, okay, this is not 0 actually, this is 6. This is not 0, this is 6. When 3 is multiplied with 2, I get 6, right? So when 6 is added with minus 3, I get 3. Similarly, when 4 is added with 1, I get 5. When 6 is added with 0, I get 6. 2 is added with minus 2, I get 0. Hope it is clear. You can do in any way. Here also the author has done it in the same way as I have done it, but I have just write it separately. Here it is written in a combined manner. Okay, hope it is also clear. Now with this you are clear about the concept of addition of a matrix and the multiplication of a matrix by a scalar. Let's move ahead to the properties of a matrix addition. Actually, we are dealing with the properties of matrix addition. Here it is important, the word addition is important, because we can also look up the properties of matrix multiplication, but we are dealing here with addition first. So in addition, why I am emphasizing so much on addition is that when I look up all these property of commutativity, associativity, and existence of identity, existence of inverse, I will look for the operation of addition only. If it was the property of matrix in case of multiplication, then here in place of addition it would be having multiplication. Therefore I am emphasizing so much on the word addition. Now let's discuss this property. What is commutative law? Commutative law is nothing but it says that the way in which you add. Why I am saying add? Because we are discussing the property of addition. Basically property with respect to addition. So the way in which we add two matrices, it does not matter. I mean, if I add a plus b or b plus a, they are going to give me the same result. This is what this property says. Actually these all properties are very much important for CUET point of view. In CUET they can simply ask you whether the commutativity or the law of commutativity holds in case of matrix addition or not. They can simply ask you, and it's a lot of students miss these properties and consider these properties is not very much important. So you need to be very attentive here that these properties are very much important, as well as these properties had good application further. So coming back to commutativity law, what does it say? It says that the manner in which you add the matrices, it does not matter. We are going to get the same matrices. Let's see, let's try to understand it with the help of an example. Here what we have two matrices. Let's take this example only. We have two matrices A and B. Now let me add A plus B. If I add A plus B, what I get? I get 4 here and 1 here, 6, then 1, okay, then 3, then 3, right? Now let me try B plus A. One thing, yes, one more thing, why I am able to add A and B. The reason I am able to add A and B is that both the matrices A and B have the same order. And what is the order? 2 by 3. 2 by 3 is the order of both these matrices. So the condition of same order is fulfilled. Therefore I am able to add both of these matrices. Okay, these things are very much important for your conceptual clarity. You need to revise those concepts again and again so that you can better grasp these concepts. Now what I was saying, that let us add b and a. So if I add b with a, then what I get, 3 1 4, minus 1 and 2 I get 1, 3 and 3 I get 6, minus 1 and 2 I get 1, 0 and 3 I get 3, 2 and 1 what I get, 3. Now if you examine both of these matrices, are they same? This matrix or this matrix, are they same? How we will check the equality of matrices? I have already explained you in the previous lectures. We check the equality of matrices by checking the corresponding entries. Are the corresponding entries same? Yes, all the corresponding entries are same. Not only the corresponding entries are same but the order is also same. So yes, these two matrices, this matrix and this matrix, are equal. Hence we have seen that the commutativity or the law of commutativity is holding in case of matrix addition. Hope this law is clear to you. Moving ahead to the next law, associative law. देखो, as the name suggests, associative law, what we are doing, we are basically associating. If you see here, the matrix B is associated with A. How we know that they are associated? Because they are kept in a bracket. Okay, so B is associated with A, then at the end we are adding it with C. Here on the right hand side, B is associated with C, then A is added. According to the property, the law of associativity holds in case of matrix addition. Now I think it is clear to you. Let me make it more clear for you with the help of an example. Okay, let's see. Suppose A is this matrix. Let me take a very simple example. B is this matrix and C is suppose this matrix. Okay, if I first add AB, I am first doing LHS. Okay, AB, what I get? If I add AB, I get this, right? If I add C also, then what I get? I get 2 1 2 1. So let me write it. Okay, I have erased it. Let me bring it back. Yes, so this is 2 1 2 1. So my basically LHS is 2 1 2 1. Okay, let me check it is correct now. Yes, it is correct. So LHS, what I am getting, LHS 2 1 2 1. Yes, this is my LHS. Now let's see what the RHS will come if I do in this way. First adding B plus C. B plus C, what I get? 1 0 1 0. Then if I add A in it, what I get? Let me calculate. I get this one is added with this one, so get 2. This 0 element is added with this one, so I get 1. This one is added with this one, so I get 2. This 0 is added with this one, so I get 1. So as you can see here, my LHS is this one and this is my RHS, right? Here also I am getting the same matrix, 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1. So with this we can very easily prove that yes, the property of associativity is holding in which case, remember, matrix addition. Matrix addition is important. The associativity holds in case of matrix addition. Hope this much is very clear to you. So for today, let's stop here. In case you have any doubt, make use of the comment section, and you can also connect with us using various social media handles. I will be very happy to address your doubts. Thank you.